The animals walk in 2 by 2. The elephants and the kangaroos, the residents of man-made zoos, survivors of a genocide, forced now to form orderly queues. Aboard Noah's Ark, every life-form demographic is equally represented, well, except for the aquatic. This ship somehow supports the mourning of the heavy-hearted, 2 of each alive and breathing, but still grieving for the parted. There's the majestic lion, once king of a jungle that has now crumbled. Still he carries his ego along with the rubble. He has a lioness that he thinks he has tamed, but the truth is that she is only there because the rest of them were maimed. She would have laughed at this male's mane, but now he's all that's still the same. He's all she can relate to. Here's what fate has calculated her mate will equate to. In desolation, none above him. Desperately she does love him. His blind pride and strutting stride are the antidote to her cyanide. The shepherded sheep are indistinguishable. They linger, don't mingle, they're never single at all, though they are sometimes lost, without anyone to follow. They're warm, but forewarned that when stomachs are hollow, in the aftermath of all this sorrow, they may be made the prey of those above them in the food chain, who were only kept at bay 'cause Yahweh slept and let men reign, but they were washed away by rain. The sheep, at least they have each other, speaking softly, mutton mutter. The juvenile foxes, who are not yet mature, leap over both the lazy dogs who say to God they will endure the torment of the former with no overarching overture. The ravens see this great injustice, but even with their beaks like muskets, patience governs their approach. They perch upon the mast, the boat is plainly sailing, still afloat. The butterflies still flutter by, the sloths and moths and dragonflies are carried by this ship that they must all inhabit, a microcosm of what was a once abundant planet. Here is floating all that's left for Mother Nature to invest in, evolution's currency, but currently the Earth's digesting. 40 days and 40 nights, proportionally represented, of upsetting that balance the unfortunate detriment is unthinkable, but is well known. And while Noah sleeps, some seeds once sown are reaped. The sheep, ignored when they were silent, can't mask the cries of an infant that's violent. The mother boarded the boat pregnant, hiding that she'd brought some remnants of a world meant to be cleansed. This baby born of sin again. She whispers sheepishly in its ear that suffer they must for the lion they fear. The waning wail of this half-conscious creature alerts the king that some thing can be eaten. Suddenly, the ocean isn't what moves the vessel. The tides twist and turn, but it's fur that's unsettled by nature's narcotic. Starvation's the devil. The rodents they scamper, the chameleons camouflage, while the ravens remain, watching a feline entourage encroach with intent. And the canine couple are somehow content to sit still passive on the fence as all about them war invents itself again. Humbled beginnings, troubled ends. The predator approaches, for the fleece of the ram, for its lifeblood and horns, for the ewe and her lamb. Paws pad from starboard, bound for port, the mother and her lamb distraught, until mid-leap the lion's caught. A sanguine dart parked in his side, the raven and its mark collide. The canines laugh. Cathartic guise is all they see. A contest of agility while they maintain docility. The lion arises with a ravenous grin. The other cats compose as for a battle they are in. The leopard and the jaguar draw their claws from rusty sheaths as tigers and the cattle spar in primal war. Dismantled peace. There are no alliances in this pure state of nature, a war of all against all as Hobbes described the danger. The raven, capable of flight, nowhere to land, is forced to fight. The horses buck, the hornets sting, Black Panther luck the sheep spawn brings. Eventually, the boat starts rocking. Side to side, shows no signs of stopping. A prophetic vessel, resigned to toppling, going down with its captain in his cabin, just sobbing. One by one, they join the fight. There's death this dark and stormy night. 2 by 2 claws run them through as insects swarm and poison bruise. 3 by 3 no one can see, but Noah knows they'll taste the sea. 4 by 5 by 6 by 7, future generations threatened. 8 by 8 for them, too late. 9 by 9 the animals drown, with no eyes left with which for them to be found. 10 by 10 the corpses have sunk, until all that floats is the elephant's trunk. Hurrah, hurrah.